Hi, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode. If you're new, please like, share, and subscribe. Today, we're talking about something that can feel overwhelming at first, but some great benefits are to be had, and that's meal prepping. I know many of you have been asking how to better manage your blood sugars through food, and meal prepping is one of those tools. But here's the thing, you don't have to be perfect at it, you just need to start. So this week, we're going to break down some super simple steps just to get you started. Real talk, when I first started meal prepping, it was a labor of love. I'd stare at my fridge like it was some kind of puzzle I couldn't solve. Then I would stare at the counter and think, where do I begin with all this food? Sound familiar? But when I started, I discovered that even basic meal prep could make a huge difference in my overall eating habits and my health. No, my meal prepping is not Instagram worthy. Color-coded containers and a stacked fridge. Not even close. It's just simple, practical planning. In fact, this past Sunday, I spent a good portion of my day prepping for this week. So I practice what I preach. And the information I'm sharing has really helped me, so I hope that it'll help you as well. I will say, the first thing you have to do is make a plan. Think about what you would like to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the week, and even a few snacks, and then hit the grocery store. If you're like me, you might want to first start by looking in your fridge or your cabinets to see what you already have. Also, don't forget the containers. It helps when you have pre-portioned containers, but if you don't have this type of container, don't let it stop you. Look in your cabinet and see what containers that you do have that are similar in size to get you started. I know you might be thinking, Keisha, why do I need to meal prep? One more thing. Here's why meal prepping is a game changer when you have diabetes. It helps keep your blood sugar stable because you're not scrambling for food when you're already hungry and you're not overeating. You can portion your carbs consistently. You save money. So goodbye takeout orders. Goodbye fast food. You actually know what's in your food because you're preparing your food. It reduces that mental stress of what am I going to eat today? Or I don't have time to cook. Next, we'll talk about some game-changing strategies specific for blood sugar management. Tip 1 is carb consistency. Identify what carbohydrates you plan to have at each meal. For example, this week I'm doing no animal products. So for breakfast, I plan to have oats. For lunch, it's black beans. And for dinner, is jackfruit curry with some potatoes. Pre-portion your carbs into containers using a food scale or a measuring cup. These tools can be your best friends as you get started. Aim for consistent carb amounts at each meal to be able to help you along the way. Label your containers with carb counts for quick reference as you need them. Tip 2, create blood sugar-friendly combos. Pair carbs with protein and healthy fats to help slow glucose absorption. Choose your veggies. Remember, those non-starchy veggies are great additions to your meals. Keep pre-portioned protein snacks ready for on the go. Tip 3, smart swaps for blood glucose control. You can use cauliflower rice or hearts of palm rice as a low-carb base option. You can also use zucchini spirals or hearts of palm noodles for another low-carb base option. Keep frozen vegetables for quick low-carb sides. I like to get vegetables from the farmer's market when they're in season and freeze them for later use. This is a great tip. Then prep protein-rich snacks that you can go back and grab. Apple and peanut butter, nuts for on the go. Now, we're going to get started. Start super simple. So here's what I want you to plan and do for next week. Cook double portions of dinner twice this week. That's it. Instant lunch for the next day. Buy pre-cut veggies if that helps you eat them and helps you be able to prepare them. Create a protein snack bag for a quick snack on the go. Stock up on containers, nothing fancy, just ones that don't leak. Here's a few containers that I've used in the past, and you'll see nothing fancy. Now, on to my super simple basic weekly template. So first, you're going to start with protein. Cook 2 to 3 types of protein on Sunday, like chicken, fish, tofu, or another plant-based protein. Then choose your veggies. You can roast them, you can steam them, you can bake them, and you can use those pre-cut veggies that we mentioned earlier. Lastly, choose your carbs. Make one batch of maybe brown rice or quinoa or roasted sweet potatoes. Measure and portion them based on your carbohydrate needs. And then we have your snacks. Cut up fruit and portion them with nuts or mix them with some other options. The key is mixing and matching these basics. It doesn't have to be complicated. As I prepare to wrap this conversation up, I leave you with these tips. Start with just 3 days of prep, not the whole week. I don't need you to be overwhelmed. Use your freezer, it's your friend. Keep backup meals in the freezer for crazy days when you work long hours and you just don't feel like cooking. Track what works for your blood sugars and what doesn't. Look at your blood glucose data on your meter or your CGM because this information will tell you how certain foods impact your blood sugars. Remember, perfect is the enemy of good. And when it comes to blood glucose management, no one is perfect. Too many factors contribute to our blood sugar numbers. If you want to know more about some of these factors, check out episode 8. So start small, be consistent, and build from there. Your future self will thank you when your blood sugar is more stable and you're not stressing out about food. Drop a comment below with your favorite meal prep hack. I'd love to hear what works for you. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week, same time, same place. And as I always say, sharing is caring. So please share with someone that might benefit from this week's episode. Thanks and have a great week.